Hello everyone, I am Dr. Usha Singh, Associate Professor in Department of Physics, IPS Academy, Indore. Today we will see two simple experiments which will demonstrate the concept of dispersive and non-dispersive medium. Before we start the experiment, let us see my brief profile. Coming to the experiment, what is dispersive and non-dispersive media? This concept we should understand first. Actually, in a non-dispersive system, the speed of the wave is always constant. It is independent of the frequency or the wavelength. While in case of the dispersive medium, the speed of the wave is not constant, it depends on the frequency. Now, the best example for non-dispersive medium is a string having transverse wave, while the classic example for dispersive media is transverse wave set up in a massless string having discrete masses attached to it. Now, in our case, in both the experiments, a string is fixed at both the ends, and hence when we will give frequency to the string, we will get standing waves at some particular frequency. We can also call standing wave as stationary waves. Actually, it is a combination of two waves superimposing with each other, such that they are moving in opposite direction, having equal amplitude and frequency. In case of standing wave, there is no transfer of energy, and each and every point oscillate about an axis of the wave, and some points are always at rest. That points are called as nodes, while the points which have maximum amplitude, they are called as antinodes. Now, what frequency we apply to the string, depending upon that we get number of harmonics. This, when we get only one loop, then it is fundamental harmonic. If we get two loops, it is first harmonic. If three, it is second harmonic, and so on. Since the string is tight at both the ends, we will always get node at the end. So, in the center, if we get one antinode, or you can call it as one normal mode, then this is equivalent to half of the wavelength. So, lambda by 2 is equal to L, where L is the length of the string. So, wavelength of the string will become equal to twice of the length of the string. Now, if we talk about this, here we have one complete wavelength. So, wavelength lambda is equal to L in this case. Here we have three antinodes, that means 3 lambda by 2 is equal to L. So, we can call it as lambda or wavelength equal to twice of L by 3 and so on. So, the general formula we have used is n lambda by 2 equal to L. So, from here we can calculate the wavelength, and we know the frequency which we are applying on the string, and in this way we can calculate the velocity. Now, we will see our first experiment which will illustrate the concept of dispersive media. This is as such a sonometer. We have a massless string on which beads are connected. These are nuts actually, and the distance between any two nuts is 5 centimeter. In total, we have 20 beads. So, the distance between the beads is 5 centimeter, hence the total length of the string is 95 centimeter. This is our function generator. Here we have set the wave for the sine wave, we have set for the sine wave. This is our amplitude meter. We can set the amplitude by this meter, and using this knobs we can set the frequency. Actually, here in this function generator, frequency will be measured in time period in millisecond. Then we can convert that time period in the frequency using the formula f is equal to 1 by t. Now, in order to create the tension in the string, we have suspended the weight. For this case, we have suspended 300. We can do experiment in two ways. One is we can change the length of the string by changing this block. This is wooden block which is movable. In this way we can change. And another set of reading, what we can do, we can change the weights and we can do the reading. So, we can perform two sets of experiment using this setup. Now, I will start my function generator and we will see how the loops are formed in this string, or we can say how the standing waves is formed. So, let me start this. So, here we have first loop. Now, we can set and we can get the resonance condition for the loop. Here we see, you can see the time period is 113 millisecond. Now, we will set to get the resonance in the loop. When we will get the resonance? When the natural frequency of the string, this is massless string with discrete masses at equidistance. When the natural frequency of this string and the function generator matches, then we will get beautiful antinodes in that with large amplitude. You can see here the amplitude is increased it little, change little bit change. Now, you can see the amplitude is very large. This is the resonance condition. Now, when we change the frequency, we will get two loops. We have to set the frequency by using this knob, or sometime we have to change the scale. And now see, we have two loops. So beautiful loops we have in the resonance condition. Let us shift to the third condition, third loop, by changing the frequency. Yes, here we have three loops now. This paper just we have kept so that we can get the image of the loops very well, otherwise there is no use of this sheet. Now we can go for fourth loop. Yes, now we have four loops. You can see very well that yes, this loop is at rest, this is node, and here we have maximum amplitude, this is antinode. So node is always at rest. We can demonstrate this very well using this experiment. So we can get n number of loops in this by setting the frequency. Now we will see our second experiment. Here we have a function generator. This is a diaphragm. The function generator is connected to the diaphragm. Now this is our string fixed at both the ends, this end and the other end. Here we have mass, 300 gram mass we have suspended through the string to create tension in the string. Now we will start our experiment and we will give frequency to the string. Now also one more thing, this diaphragm is connected to the string by a very lightweight plastic tube. Now if we start the experiment and we give the frequency, we will get we have to just set it for the frequency and we get beautiful notes and antinodes in the string. So, I am setting for the first loop. Yes, here we are, we have beautiful loop, first loop over here. You can see this loop here, it is very beautiful. Now see, it is oscillating, we have a beautiful one loop over here. Now we will shift to, we will change the frequency and we will get 2 loops on this. Let me set this. Yes, this is our resonance condition and we are getting 2 loops. Here you can see, observe this point is always at rest. This is node and here we have maximum amplitude. They are antinodes very clearly observed in this string experiment. Now we will shift to third frequency, or we can say second harmonic. Yes, this is the resonance condition. Here we have 3 loops, 1, 2 and 3. Now we will go for fourth. Here we have 4 loops, beautiful 4 loops which we can observe it very clearly. One node is here, one node is here, one node is here. So 1 loop, 2 loop, third loop and the fourth loop. In this way we can get beautiful loops on the string. Now what we can do? We can change the length of the string, and if we wish, we can change the mass of the string also. So we can perform 2 sets of experiment, one keeping mass fixed and changing the length, and second keeping the length fixed and changing the mass. In this way we can perform the experiment. Now by noting the frequency, we can calculate the velocity, and after calculating the velocity, now what we will do, we will compare the velocity of the dispersive medium and the non-dispersive medium. Now I will show you the readings which we have taken by using this arrangement for non-dispersive medium, keeping the mass 300 grams and length 216 centimeter. We have performed the experiment, and you can see that this velocity is in centimeter per second and it is almost constant. Now let us see the case for the dispersive medium. Here is the case for the dispersive medium. Again we have kept the mass 300 gram only. Length is this time 95 centimeter. Distance between any 2 beads is 5 centimeter and there are total number of 20 beads. You can observe that the velocity in centimeter per second is continuously it is changing. Although for this reading we get constant value, but for the other readings the velocity is changing, it is not constant. So what I have done, I have plotted one graph also to demonstrate the behavior. This is for non-dispersive medium and we can see that velocity is almost constant, while in case of dispersive medium, velocity decreases continuously with increase in frequency. Thank you.